My other blog that was hit by the update had virtually no brand searches. I found a total who just... Let's talk about what percentage of your articles on your site are keyword focused. My other blog that did get hit, well, it has exactly of its content targeting specific keywords in hopes that it ranks well in search engines. This is by far the most stark contrast I've seen so far, and potentially a strong reason why Niche Pursuits did well in the update and why my other site didn't. So the other day I was trying to fix my son's car when my mind shifted to the fact that many well-established bloggers lost up to 50% or more of their traffic from Google with the recent helpful content update. Like this car, blogging is broken, and I could swear that Google is slowly trying to kill blogging. It's crazy that with the simple turn of the dial, Google crushed thousands of bloggers.
Not sure how to fix this.
I haven't seen an update that has impacted the blogging community like this in nearly 10 years, and it kind of irked me. So I did what any salty blogger would do. I took to Twitter, that's right, Twitter, to vent my concerns that Google is slowly killing blogging. My tweet now has more than 100,000 views, and it sparked both praise and outrage. But perhaps most important is that it got the attention from the Google Search team, and they responded at length.
How you like that? Can you hear me now?
Today, I'm going to share why I think Google is slowly killing blogging, what Google says to do about it, and be sure to stick around for my 5 strategies I think can truly help the ambitious blogger see more success today than ever. So here's the gist of what I originally said on Twitter. Is Google slowly killing blogging? Blogging used to be about providing off-the-cuff updates, sharing unique perspectives, and interacting with blog comments. This is what I used to do back in 2011 when I first started blogging. However, these off-the-cuff updates never got much traffic. So, as bloggers, we learned what would bring traffic. We started targeting keywords, optimizing titles, and writing more in depth. We were essentially being trained by Google like Pavlov's dogs. Use SEO, and Google will ring that bell of more traffic. Now, Google has trained bloggers to make everything SEO optimized, long form, and tightly focused around a single keyword. If you don't bow to Google's will, you don't get traffic.
Should we bow?
Now, with the helpful content update, they've gone so far as to say that unhelpful articles on your site can penalize your entire site. This is ludicrous. If you wrote about a personal update or something just fun, does this now make your entire site unhelpful?
Unhelpful.
So we have moved blogging in the traditional sense away from our site and onto social media. Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, or wherever is now where you get the real blog updates. You no longer get that on blogs. No more true insights because, heaven forbid, Google deems a post as unhelpful and penalizes your entire site.
You can't penalize someone if they're not responsible for their actions.
Wow.
The ironic thing, Google ranks Reddit extremely well because people are providing off-the-cuff comments and doing what bloggers used to do. So Google is killing the individual bloggers, but sending tons of traffic to a major corporation, Reddit, instead, because Reddit users are doing what bloggers used to do. Thanks for crushing traditional blogging, Google. Well, that is exactly what I said on Twitter. I did it in anger, but boy, oh boy, did that spark a firestorm. In fact, Google Search Liaison lead Danny Sullivan responded at length. It got his attention for sure. I'll just share a few of the things that he said. Unhelpful content is content that is generally written for search engine rankings, not for a human audience. If your audience wants to know about what fun thing you did today, and that's why you wrote about it, that's helpful right away. Write about anything that you think human beings coming directly to your blog would like to hear about. That's all great, but if you wrote 20 fun things you can do today because your primary purpose in doing so was that you wanted to rank well for fun things rather than it being something you typically write about, that can be a sign you're producing unhelpful content. All right, in essence, Google is essentially saying don't write for search engines. But Twitter did not like this response at all. Several examples were shared where sites that are clearly written for search engines rank extremely well. For example, Sean K essentially asked, why do major sites like the New York Magazine and CNN rank high on Google even when they post content unrelated to their expertise, purely for search engine traffic? Google sees these sites as authoritative, giving them preference over smaller bloggers. For example, Forbes might be trusted for articles on small business, while CNET is preferred for tech insights. However, these sites also publish content on unrelated topics like air fryers and barbecue grills to rank for valuable keywords. This seems contradictory as Google penalizes smaller sites for similar practices.
You want to penalize us for building a winning football program.
Danny then emphasized that bloggers should focus on creating content for people, not just to rank on Google. The goal is to continually improve and showcase valuable content regardless of the size of the site. So back and forth between bloggers and Danny and other Twitter followers continued with examples, name calling, and quite frankly, it got pretty messy. However, the one thing that Google Search Liaison kept harping on is that if your content is written for humans rather than search engines, it will likely perform better. So Danny did acknowledge that some aspects of SEO are in fact important, but it should always be human focused. Are you confused yet? I mean, can you write for humans and search engines? Okay, now I'm going to add some of my own analysis because Google can only say a certain amount of things. They don't want people to manipulate the search engines, but they do have metrics in place that understand when human readers enjoy your website or your content. They have to. I mean, it's a machine, right?
Bring it on, baby!
So let's look at 5 ways that Google might be rewarding websites during the helpful content update. As I share these 5 strategies, I'll also reference nichepursuits.com because my website actually saw an increase in traffic during the helpful content update. My website is not perfect, but perhaps it can offer some clues on how you can improve your site. First, the metric more time on page. A longer time spent on a page often indicates that the content is engaging and has successfully captured the user's interest. For example, nichepursuits.com has an average engagement time of 1 minute and 21 seconds. Another blog that I own that actually was hit by the helpful content update had an average engagement time of 1 minute and 4 seconds. Now, that's not a very big difference, but it definitely is a little bit lower. Search engines like Google may interpret this behavior as a sign that the page is a more reliable source of information, therefore positively influencing its search ranking. So I would strongly consider ways that you can make your content more engaging.
He's just engaging the audience. He's riling them up.
All right, the second point that I want to talk about here is returning visitors. So how much of your audience actually comes back and read your site a second time? For example, Niche Pursuits had 93,000 returning visitors over the last 30 days. This is actually nearly 13.5% compared to new users. So a pretty big percent. For my other site that was hit by the helpful content update, it actually had 4,200 visitors returning to the site, or 13% compared to new users. So this clearly isn't the only metric to worry about because that's pretty close between my 2 sites. However, I do believe that anything that you can do to get people to come back to your site can help further your brand, which plays into the next metric here to look at. And that one, third, is more brand searches. How many people are searching directly for your website? The more people search for your site directly, the more this signals to Google that your site may be valuable. For example, Niche Pursuits gets nearly 6,000 branded searches a month according to Google Search Console. People are definitely searching out my brand and they want to read what we have to say. So this could be a very positive signal to Google that real humans are searching out your site, specifically a vote of quality. On the other hand, my other blog that was hit by the update had virtually no brand searches. I was actually shocked to find how little people are looking for this site specifically. I found a total of just 3 queries to my brand, and quite frankly, they might have all been from me. It's kind of crazy how few people are searching out my brand. So this is by far the most stark contrast I've seen so far, and potentially a strong reason why Niche Pursuits did well in the update and why my other site didn't. No one is looking for it. It's really not a true brand. One other thing that I wanted to mention that has really helped the SEO traffic for nichepursuits.com is building internal links. Google has actually said that they approve of internal links. It's a good thing. Now, I am the creator and founder of a software tool called Link Whisper, and it makes building internal links a lot faster and a lot easier. The software tool will suggest internal links as you write, and you can just check the boxes and add those internal links. Now, also, in order to make sure you don't have any orphan post after you publish an article, Link Whisper will suggest internal links to that new article. It's really fast. It's really easy. Now, the final way that you might want to use Link Whisper is auto-linking. If you have a particular keyword that you want all the past and future mentions to link to a particular article, consider using the auto-linking feature. Now, for this video only, I've created a $15 off coupon code that you can use at checkout. Just use the code BLOGGING to save $15. Again, the code is BLOGGING that you can use to save $15 off Link Whisper at checkout. Now, let's get back to the video. And that brings me to my 4th point. In order to get more brand searches, you need to have a larger brand. It appears that higher DR sites like Reddit, Forbes have fared really well in this update, and the evidence does show that higher DR sites are performing better. For example, nichepursuits.com has a DR of 74. My site that got hit, it has a DR of just 25. In addition, having a true social media following, a YouTube channel, a podcast, all of these things that help show that you have a real audience, that can help grow your domain rating. And it's not just about having a channel or a podcast to get the links or something shallow like that. It's about having a presence that people actually want to watch, listen to, or read. For example, Niche Pursuits has a podcast that thousands of people listen to each episode. Niche Pursuits has over 33,000 YouTube subscribers, 27,000 Twitter followers, and a Facebook group with nearly 35,000 active members. Now, my other blog that was hit, well, it doesn't have any active social media channels. Sure, I have a Twitter account, a Facebook group, and other channels. They have all the links, but none of those channels are active. I don't post there. Are you starting to see why one site might perform better than the other? Okay, let's move on to my fifth and final observation. Let's talk about what percentage of your articles on your site are keyword focused. Does Google rank sites better that have more non-keyword focused content on their site? Honestly, I don't know, but I can't imagine that if Google is trying to rank content written for humans, they might notice that a site might appear to be optimized for search engines if it only produces content targeting specific keywords. For example, on nichepursuits.com, I definitely do target lots of keywords with great search volume. However, I also have lots of content that doesn't target any keywords at all. Why might I do this? Well, honestly, I do it because I know my followers want to read it. For example, I publish 8 podcast episodes each month. Now, these podcast episodes that I publish as articles, they don't get any search traffic typically, and I'm not really trying to get any search traffic. I also publish a couple of success stories each week that I know will be inspirational for my readers. These don't target any keywords or get any search traffic. I do also write some off-the-cuff opinion pieces that aren't targeting any keywords, like this one called Google Has a Major Reddit Problem. So maybe these articles will get Google Discover traffic or social media traffic, or maybe not, and they probably won't get any search traffic. So in total, I would say that I have as much as 20% of the content I publish on nichepursuits.com does not target any keywords. My other blog that did get hit, well, it has exactly 100% of its content targeting specific keywords in hopes that it ranks well in search engines. So is publishing 100% of your content focused on targeting keywords going to make your site perform poorly in a post-helpful content world? I can't say for sure. I can simply share what I've seen with my 2 sites. One got hit and one got a boost. Are there more strategies to help your sites perform better? Absolutely. But these are just a few of the key factors that I noticed between my 2 sites. So is Google slowly killing blogging?
Killing us with what you're doing.
Well, I do think that Google is trying to kill off a certain kind of blogging. It's frustrating because Google has always rewarded one kind of behavior and now they are suddenly moving the goalposts. On the other hand, perhaps Google is trying to renew the original way where we did write for humans. I hate hearing myself even say that, but maybe it's okay again and perhaps even encouraged to write more personal or community-focused updates on our blogs. So here's my final take. Google is weeding out the casual bloggers and niche site creators. If you can stick it out and work on building a real business and community surrounding your brand, you just might make more money now than ever with blogging because the moat just got a little bit bigger. Those that survive and adapt will likely thrive. Those that want to keep doing what they did a year ago, they probably won't. Eventually, I was able to get my son's bug fixed.
Hey, it's working.
And I do think that blogging can be fixed as well. So, are you ready to go on this blogging ride with me?